Okay, everybody, this is my analysis for GBPAUD. So we'll start on the weekly time frame. If we just zoom in and look at last week's weekly candle just here, as you can see, we closed quite indecisive. We've got a bit of a gravestone doji there. And obviously, as you can see by the long upside wick, you can see that price obviously was gaining some nice bullish momentum, but it was all kind of wiped out by the Bank of England MPC meeting minutes that came out last week, where they basically said that due to the bad weather in the first quarter and the bad news that came out due to that, they're going to hold interest rates, and they voted 7-2 in favour of holding, which obviously, with investors wanting a rate hike to come in and expecting one and not getting one, it caused the bears to come in massively and sell off. So as you can see, we had about a 220 pip drop there to kind of hold on the weekly. So now if we just look back to the level it actually closed at, if we can see back here, these are the sort of February highs here. These are the highs of February at the 1-800 key level for GBPAUD. So as you see, price did come down and try and test these. Did come down and actually test the sort of top of these wicks where you had, look, 1, 2, 3. You had plenty of wicks left. Even the highs of December last year, sort of coming up here and testing the 1-800 key level. But obviously, we did break through the 1-800 key level and come up to the key level 1-800, sorry. And we started to kind of consolidate about here and come back down. So we made a new high at this sort of level around here of the 1-800 level. And now we've pulled right back to the previous highs. The previous highs, like I said, of February this year. And as you see, these highs so far have held, and with the kind of bullish momentum that started last week, kind of gives us an indication that, yeah, okay, it's found support here and this could hold. Now, if we look further back, right back to this low down here in August 2017, we're in a clear bullish trend. So we started with this low here, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We've got a bit of a discrete higher low there, but still a higher low. And obviously then we made the high at the 1-800 level, which is what leads me to believe actually that that this pair will be going long next week. That it will kind of sustain its bullish momentum, hopefully, kind of refill the gaps that it lost and take out this high of last week and go further, or at least kind of make up a lot of what it lost and make a sort of new higher low there. And if we plot a fib from the bottom of the previous low up to the previous high just there, and drag that across, as you can see, price right now is at the 61.8% fib level, which obviously, if you know anything about fibs, is a really key level for this for the fibs, and is the kind of golden level for a bounce. So we could well see a bounce off this 61.8% fib level. Now, if we drop down to the daily as well, on the daily, let me just get rid of that. On the daily, as you can see, I've kind of got this line plotted here. As you can see, price came right down on the daily. We had some strong bearish momentum. Then price bounced up, came back down, and is kind of again stalling here where we saw. And last Friday closes a nice doji with a nice downside wick showing that there's some support at this level, which is now starting to look like it's going to create a double bottom, which also leads me to believe this pair will go long this week. So from here, you'd probably think it's going to bounce up from here and go long. And we can obviously plot an arrow just from there to kind of project where we think it's going to go. So if we go back to the weekly, I'd kind of expect this to go long, create this higher low, and then take out 1-800 and continue to make a higher high. But of course, that's very long term. But just for this week, I'd expect it to start kind of going long, essentially. However, my entry parameters, I'd kind of be looking for either A, on the weekly, a pullback to this sort of MA here to see if it holds, and if it holds, bounce off to then continue long and get a nice long. Or on the daily, I know we've got this kind of double bottom here, but you've got the 1-800 key level just there, which could form as resistance, and it could hold and come short. So I'd ideally want a break of this level, a nice close above it, nice retest to then bounce off and go long. And just if we quickly look on the 4 hour as well, as you can see, this level has been tested many a time. to the downside, leaving lots of wicks. So it's showing that there is some support here, which could cause this to bounce off and go long. So thank you everyone. Let's have a good week.